Hey everyone! So hi guys, if you haven't known me yet, this is a channel where I usually post about my hobbies and everything. But today we're going to be talking about something different. It's a little bit more personal. I want to talk about hyperthyroidism, which is something I've been dealing with myself. As a teenager, there's people who usually have hyperthyroidism like in their 40s or 30s and etc. But it is like, it's something that can happen also when you're young. And before we go any further, I am not a medical professional, and everything I'm sharing is based on my own experience and the research I have done through credible sources such as Mayo Clinic and journals and like PubMed and just the American Thyroid Association. But yeah, so just don't take any of this as like actual medical advice, but just something from, people who are experiencing it, such as myself. And I'm basically navigating through this, and I want to share my experience and what I have been doing for my thyroid health. So just to get into it, like this kind of started when I went for a blood work because I was having symptoms of, heart palpitations, which is when your heart is beating, like you can feel the beat. Like it's kind of obvious, like you can feel it. It's really like heavy and it suddenly like just bounces, that kind of beat. And also irregular beats or heart murmur, basically when they check your heartbeat and it seems to not be in rhythm. It's not supposed to be common, but if it does happen, sometimes it's a cause of thyroid issues. Of course it's not always with thyroid issues, but I was just complaining about my chest and everything, that I'm tired and these symptoms, and they were like, okay, we're gonna do a metabolic panel, which consists of measuring your TSH, TS4, TS3, which is basically the hormones in your thyroid. So if you're wondering what is the thyroid, it's like a tiny butterfly-shaped gland in your neck. It's right below your Adam's apple. It looks small, but it's basically the power manager of your body. So it's very important for your energy. It controls how your body uses energy. Yes, metabolism, your heartbeat, how warm you feel, how quickly you digest food, how focused you are, and even your mood. It's super important. So to do that, your thyroid actually releases two main hormones, which is T3 called thyroidothyronine. I'm not even gonna try. And basically T3 and T4. And they're like signals. They're basically go signals. So the more you have, the faster your body runs. It's different for every individual. Blah. But the less you have, the slower it goes. And your brain, especially a little gland called the pituitary gland, checks how much thyroid hormones is in your blood and sends out TSH, which is standing for like thyroid stimulating hormone, TSH. And it's like a text message, saying, hey, thyroid, speed up or chill out, right? And when you have hyperthyroidism, your thyroid is overactive, sort of, and it's sending too many hormones, even when your brain is like, we're good, stop it. But so your TSH level drops because your brain stops sending those go texts. It's trying to calm things down. And that's why doctors look into your blood work, where low TSH means your brain is trying to slow the thyroid. And then therefore you would have a high T3 and T4 because your thyroid is just kind of going crazy, right? So, it's different for everybody, the range and everything. I don't have measurements for that. Again, I'm not a medical professional, although I am aspire to become one. But I would like to also share the 3 is the symptoms that I felt. So there was heart palpitations, which is like a weird fluttery feeling in your chest, even though when I was just sitting, I can feel I don't know, it just feels like a drop. It's weird, okay? And then there's fatigue. There's 2 days where I slept extremely early, around 8 p.m. And I went to sleep at 8 p.m. and I still woke up sleepy and I slept in class. Hello? And then there was also brain fog. Basically when your brain just goes blank. I don't know what's happening. I don't remember what I'm gonna write. My brain can't think. And I would just be staring at my notes and the words wouldn't stick, or I'm doing a test and I'm just I swore I studied this. It's not of course there is dietary complications when it comes to brain fog and not being able to concentrate, but these are just one of the symptoms I had. And just looking back, I feel like my junior year lifestyle probably didn't help, because I was drinking caffeine to stay awake, barely, and eating chips, not really exercising because I was way too tired and stuffed with my homework, because I go to a college preparatory IB school, but I was basically just living on stress and junkies. And so what am I doing now? Okay, I'm not taking medications because my level was really borderline. I'm supposed to go to endocrinology. Yes, I am. And I'm actually gonna go to one tomorrow. But I'm not on medication right now because my levels are mild. So lifestyle can definitely reverse your thyroidism. And I've just been working on balancing things out naturally with diets and daily habits. If you haven't read the book called Atomic Habits, it's right here. I have it with me, but I'm not gonna go find it right now. It's an awesome book that tells you that little habits can shape fundamentally your results, because when you look down the road, you're like, okay, I want to become, a millionaire, or I want to become skinny, I want to lose 50 pounds, I want to look snatched. You have to think about the actual little steps that you take and the super, super little habits that you change, those bad habits that you reverse, they fundamentally build up. And therefore, you are able to achieve more as a whole when you conquer the small pieces in your life. It is only when you starting to take control of your life is when your decisions and your behavior starts to morph and shift. So therefore, habits, I start to implement basically biking every day for 30 minutes or something exercise of sort. And I balance it with music because I love music. Music is therapy. So therefore, I balance it with music, and I would wear headphones and go on bike rides and sing my heart out or do whatever, or talk while I bike. I can do anything, and I would do that. And then also for my diet, I started eating less, no fried food. It's really greasy, it's really bad, but you can eat some. I just tend to stick to boiled eggs with soy. Well, I'm not supposed to eat that much soy, but boiled eggs, berries and spinach, like blueberries, strawberries, any berries. I even blend my berries with Yakult. And just think about it, it's a really, really good probiotic source. I drink the blue one, which is no sugar, but I would blend it with it. The berries, I'll blend it and drink it like a smoothie. Really good. And also, instead of white rice, I eat purple rice. It has more fiber, more nutrients. It gives you more steady blood sugar, and you just want to have a stable blood sugar in case you get blood sugar spikes and then you feel extra tired, right? And then there's also Brazil nuts, which is really good, amazing. It's amazing for selenium. Well, 1 or 2 a day is probably enough because it's super calorie dense. And also pomegranate juice, which is my favorite. You can even make one yourself. I don't have those machines or anything, but I basically put the pomegranate, I take off the pomegranate seeds, I put all of them in a Ziploc bag, I smash them until the juice and the seeds are separated, and then I drain the juice from the Ziploc bag into my cup, and I drink it like that. Yeah, it has a lot of good antioxidant properties, great for your cardiovascular health, and for people, they even say that it helps with weight loss. Although, if you're hyperthyroidism, you usually have symptoms of weight loss because you get extra anxious, apparently, because your heart is racing really fast, and that will reduce your appetite, or it just reduces your appetite in general. But I still drink pomegranate juice because I don't really have the weight loss symptom for some reason. And I limit things like dairy, refined sugar, processed American foods like chips, white bread, which has a lot of chemicals and is not really even real bread at this point. If you have seen any European videos on how people who are gluten-free, they can eat bread from other countries in Europe and not in here. That's because our bread is heavily processed and manufactured. So I just try to reduce those intakes, okay? And therefore, they're just high in refined carbs and additives that can affect gut and hormone balance. And then also gluten, but You know, some studies show that gluten sensitivity can worsen thyroid symptoms or issues, especially the autoimmune ones. But, you know, I just try to limit some gluten. And also too much iodine is also an issue, because when, even though iodine is needed, too much can actually make the hyperthyroidism worse. So, you know, this is just some of the things I do. And then there's also exercise and stress and sleep. Stress is one of the main reasons for me. I had so much stress that I didn't sleep well because I had so much things to do. I didn't eat well because I didn't feel like cooking, so I ordered junk foods. So do not just eat junk food or order Uber Eats just to stay alive. Prioritize yourself, your happiness. Try your best to limit unhealthy habits. You know, stress management is super important. Find a way to treat yourself. Doing nails, well, I'm kind of broke, but, you know, just keep yourself active in ways that doesn't require you to just be on one task, but also do multiple tasks, right? And this is just a few of the things I have learned. Just make sure to take care of yourself well, right? Go on a walk, go learn photography, go listen to music, singing, watching movies, go on a bike ride with your friends. There's even things you can do, like crafting. Just pick up new hobbies, learn new things, volunteer at a hospital. I do a lot of things, but these are some of the things I've been doing. Self-care is super important, because when you're confident in yourself, you ultimately feel better about yourself, and you feel more confident that you have the ability to do more things. You know, love yourself. And just final thoughts as I'm still... Oh my goodness, this phone is actually like about to drop. Oops. So yeah, I have good days and bad days, right? I have low energy days and I just want to sleep, but you know, I feel more in tune with myself now more than ever, and I cannot just wait to bike again today. If you're watching this and going through something similar, whether it's hyperthyroidism or just weird health symptoms that you don't understand, please know that you are not alone, and just talk to your doctor. Do your own research. Oh my god, I dropped again. Okay, so just know that you are not alone in this, and remember that health isn't about just restrictions or perfection. It's about awareness, balance, and just be kind to yourself while you heal.